Welcome to the Made to Parade podcast, sponsored by the British Drum Company, manufacturers of the Phantom, Regimental Series and Axial Parade drums that look amazing, sound amazing and feel amazing.
All right, you're joining us on the Made to Parade Season 5 preview and news update episode. So this is just to give you an idea of what's actually going to be coming up in the season ahead. We're a wee bit late getting things up and running, but we're on track at the minute, and hopefully we'll have episode number 1 going live very, very soon. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update on who we're going to have and a few other bits and pieces in terms of what the season's going to be like. But it's been absolutely fantastic already having the bands back. And the marching season, although it's been different, it's been absolutely fantastic to have bands back on the street and also to be able to get out and watch some parades as well as take part in them with my own band as well. You know, there's been some amazing bands on the road this year. One in particular that really stands out for me, though, is Donaki. Every time I've seen that band this year, they have been absolutely fantastic. They have progressed so well, and some of the tunes that they're playing and the parts that they've added in are absolutely fantastic. So hats off to whoever's looking after that band. And a wee note, if you want to get involved with the Made to Parade podcast and have Donaki featured, give me a wee bell and we'll definitely get that sorted out. Another thing, obviously, I'm recording this on a Friday, and that means that virtual band parade is back. Yep, Valerie and Roy are back via the Ulster Bands Forum doing the virtual band parade, and anyone who has had any kind of contact with that over lockdown and abroad will know what a lifesaver that was and the crack that that's had on the broadcast. And so it's great to have that back for the winter nights. They're only going out on a Friday at the minute, and 8 o'clock, Facebook, YouTube, the Ulster Bands Forum page, and you'll be able to catch up with all of the antics on the virtual band parade there. So make sure you check that out. One other thing, obviously, in regards to a wee bit of maybe a selfish interest in regards to Parade of the Raven, we had a charity parade there in September, and the charity that we had chosen this year was Light of Foot. And you'll be aware of Light of Foot being a mental health charity specifically aimed at helping those connected to bands and the band scene. And we were absolutely delighted to have that charity be the recipient of the money that was raised for our annual charity parade. And we raised £2,737 for Light of Foot, which is absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, hats off to the guys in the band. You know, they were out that Saturday from 9:30 in the morning right through, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, collecting and doing their best to raise as much money as they possibly could. So hats off to them. Brilliant stuff. And that just goes to show there's a lot of, charity work that's done by bands, and there's been a lot of that highlighted on Facebook recently as well. And definitely need to be shouting from the rooftops about the good work that is done by bands every single year. So on to season number 5 for the Made to Parade podcast. What is coming up? Who have we got on? Well, we're going to be kicking off the first episode. You'll have probably heard already is Pride of the Main. And we have Jason Kernahan coming on, and it'll be the very first video podcast that we'll have done here. And shout out to Roy McPeak for helping me get in touch with Pride of the Main, and also for helping me out in regards to doing the recording on the actual night. So that's the first band that we have on. Other bands that we have lined up, we have Craigavon, Protestant Boys are going to take part. We also have Rothcool, Protestant Boys. Really looking forward to that one as well. I love Rothcool, Protestant Boys. They have some amazing tunes, and I'm really looking forward to having them on. And we also will have More Young Defenders on with us, and we're also going to have a couple of Scottish bands as well. And we're going to have Camlaki are going to be on with us, and we're also then going to have, I think, Lark Hall on with us too. Yep, just checking my notes there, and we definitely are going to have Lark Hall, and then we should also hopefully have some memorial from Bangor on too. So there's still a few slots open at the minute. So if your band is interested in being featured in season 5 of the podcast, get in touch with me, and we can get something sorted out there and get an episode featuring your band. Now, in season 2, we had an interview with Scott Ennis from Pride of the Myle, and I was really keen to get that episode sorted because Pride of the Myle were one of my favourite bands growing up, and obviously they disappeared off the scene around 1990, and then there was some word online that they were making a comeback, and obviously COVID, had a major impact on them making that comeback, and but I'm glad to say that it's happened now. They have played at an event, and I had a conversation with their treasurer, Alan McHendrie, last night, and I just want to share that with you now, and you can hear what's been going on with the band and also hear about the comeback event that they played in. So that's all for me from now, and as I say, tune in. Episode number 1 of season number 5 will go live very, very soon, and I can't wait to share it all with you. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation with Alan from Pride of the Myle. Alan, maybe a good place for us to start would be, give us a wee bit of information on how far back you go with the Myle.
Well, originally I was probably being a rival for the Pride of the Myle because I was in the Black Skull.
Right, okay.
And then I left the band. Like most people in Scotland, if they leave a band, they leave the loyal orders. Come the 12th of July, they're always out in the street to watch, see some of their friends, or just generally take the parade in and have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one of the days I had actually followed the band down to Dumbarton.
Right.
For a parade. I went for a few drinks with them, and the guys were like in the pub, come on, you come down and join the band, come down and no. So at that time the band was staunchly run by Linda and Alec Drummond.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down in the Sunday to band practice, and Linda just wasn't for it.
Right.
She was like, he's one of your enemy and things like that.
Right,
he's
okay.
One of the skull. You don't want to be involved with him. And so, as I say, I had met the boys on a few occasions and pubs and whatnot, and I'd always got on well with them. And eventually she yielded, and I joined the band, and it was a great day on a Sunday. We had a game of football in the morning, and then we had our breakfast, rolls or whatever, and then we had a few beers, and then band practice. It was a busy old Sunday.
Right.
Okay.
And
as I say, it was good. It was enjoyable times.
Right. If you don't mind me asking, what prompted you leaving the Skull?
Just differences of opinion. That was all. There was nothing bad. Bad. Still,
No worries.
I've got a lot of friends still who are former members of Black Skull, but great pals and that. You know what I mean?
Brilliant. And then whenever you obviously the Pride of Myle disappeared, sort of I think it was it around about 1990 or so, wasn't it, that the band kind of disappeared?
Yep.
Whenever the idea started to surface, that there was a potential for a comeback for the band, how did you hear about that, and what were your kind of thoughts around that initially?
Well, there was one of the guys, Wally Adair. His brother's in the band as well, and knew his nephew's in the band. But Wally was always for trying to get the band back together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably, I think, in one occasion, possibly two occasions, we had a kind of reunion,
right?
And we spoke about it, and obviously we went over old times and whatnot, and we spoke about it, and we just couldn't gather the momentum. I don't know, there was just seemed to just couldn't get that drive to get everybody back together and collate the whole all the old team, getting them. So it kind of fell by the wayside, probably in about two occasions.
Right. Okay.
And then eventually, one of the boys, Robert Ferguson, he contacted me. He says, I think they'd been talking about it at, over at Lagan Valley's Culture Day, obviously the last one before the pandemic. And Robert says, he phoned me, he says, no, it was like Blues Brothers, we're getting the band back together. And he says, remember all the tunes for, no? I says, I can't remember my name. never mind a tune for 30 years ago. So he just, well, you're in. And for there, Scott was a busy guy, tracing people and whatnot. And we went and we had a meeting one Saturday night, which it was quite fruitful. We got quite a few of the guys there. There must have been about 12 years, 14 years. Got back together, and that's when we made the decision, right, we're going for this here. And before you know it, there's a few more guys in. We had help for one of the bands, There's a Cromwell, helped us out, loaned us some flutes. Scott had some flutes. One of the other guys, Billy did a set of drums. So we just went for there, and before you know it, we were really having a good time. No, reliving our youth, if you like.
Right. Okay.
And then bang, the pandemic hit, and it took the steam out the whole thing.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think the Pride and Myle were probably luckier than most bands because we were still practicing.
Right. Okay.
We were practiced. We've not got massive numbers, so we were still staying 2 meters apart. I know it might sound stupid at band practice, but we were still well spaced apart. Sanitizer, cleaning up after us, and we continued in that. And to be fair, I was actually talking to Scott about it that night because it was one of the things I was going to say to you. To be fair, we actually came through the pandemic quite well. That there was none of us really hit in any shape or form with it. And then we had the comeback on Saturday night, and there's been quite a few of the guys that struck down with COVID. So, and it might be COVID or it might just be a hangover, but no, that's the last 2 weeks we've missed with band practice, but we're definitely back on Sunday, back starting again. And
good.
That's
Happy days. What was it like when you got back together to practice then for the first time? You know, did you find you hit the groove straight away, or did it take a wee bit of time for you to kind of gel back in?
To be fair, it was actually quite quick. It was unbelievably quick. And I'll give you another wee instance in a minute. We all started, and we sat down and we says, right, what are we going to do? You know, so we'd all the old music in front, no ways, all the old tune books and whatnot. And he says, what will we do? Will we put a new tune up, or will we go through an old tune? No, just learning it again, if you like. And somebody says, no, he says, just jump in at the deep end. So I think, if I remember right, Drivers was the first tune.
Right.
We started back and we played, and a few of the guys actually looked at us and went, that wasn't too bad. 30 years, no. Some of the guys in the band had played with other bands. Some of the guys hadn't touched a flute for 30 years. And we went through a list of tunes, just random tunes. And it was about 2 years after the practice. You thought we'd all been at the sunbeds because everybody was glowing bright red and out of breath. But what we've started doing at band practice on a Tuesday night now is we've been back together now for nearly 2 years, and there's some of the tunes that we haven't even revisited, if you like. And a couple of weeks ago, Scott says shouted a tune out, and it was one of the old tunes off like the old tapes. Gladiators Farewell. And then we played Washington Post, and all right, you weren't perfect, though you were making mistakes. But see, once you played it like 3 or 4 times, you're starting to look at each other and going, God's sake, there must be something in there somewhere. It's prompting this to come through.
Yeah.
You know, so we were kind of calling it Throwback Tuesdays.
Right.
We're just playing blind virtually, you know what I mean? A lot of old tunes, and the guys are having a great time with it, you know what I mean? It's a good laugh.
Brilliant. It's good that you're enjoying it, you know, because that's part and parcel of the whole thing is, you know, but if it started to feel like a chore, you know, then it would be, maybe there'd be something else that you need to consider. But the fact that you are having, you know, a lot of fun with it is a good sign, yeah.
I agree with you totally. I think it's probably that you're a bit more mature than you know. All right, you still have a laugh and a carry on, but maybe like years ago you were too straight and you wanted to go to play this club and impress everybody. Then you wanted to go to this competition and impress people and win that competition, win this competition, and maybe you were probably a bit too serious, if you like.
Right. Okay.
But I think now we're just enjoying ourselves. You know what I mean? And it's a pleasure to go to band practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guys are good mix of guys. You know what I mean? It's
happy days. And were you conscious of things starting to develop even further? You were saying that you kind of just slipped into things, but were you conscious that, you know, that week by week things were starting to improve and the bond was starting to get a bit tighter?
Well, some of the guys, like you're practicing maybe at the set we done for the 20 club in Glasgow there, we had selected a list of tunes, and some of the guys would maybe struggle a wee bit with part of that tune, a wee bit part of this tune. But before you know it, they were just playing that selection, and what we would do is we would maybe have a warm-up for the first part of band practice, and then the next part of it, you would just go through the selection.
Sure.
And each week, you were finding, you're going, that's getting really good.
Yeah.
When we originally thought we were going to the Lagan Valleys competition, there was one of the bass drummer, Bob Malcolm. It was his 60th birthday.
Right. Okay.
A few guys in the Lagan Valley were over that weekend for his birthday party, and they came down to the band hall on the Sunday, and we played a set, and the guys were like, my God, 30 years have not been together for 30 years, listen to these. You know what I mean? And it was fantastic. And then we played the Tuesday night again, and you could have put the 2 sets, you could have put them on a CD and sold them all day long. It was really crisp, the drum section, really tight, everything, and it was really enjoyable. And again, it wasn't as if you're really focused and over concentrating. It was just a natural thing, and you were enjoying it.
Cool. No, I know that Scott had sent me the odd wee video here and there, you know, just of practices, and you could tell, you know, like from week to week that certain tunes were progressing. You know, you could hear it, you know, from one week to the next. You know, I was saying, well, what do you think of this? And I was like, well, that's definitely coming along. And then the last time he sent me a tune, I was like, well, that's spot on. Like you're in the groove. Like you could definitely tell that everything was really, really coming together. So talk to me about the night then. You know, obviously you've had a wee comeback event there. You know, what was it, last week or so? And
a week passing Saturday there.
So. A week on Saturday there. Nice. So 30 years gone, and then this date rolls up. Finally, there's an event, and Pride of the Myle, or for want of a better word, stars of the star of the show. How did it go? What was the lead up like to that event? Because I know I had a few wee texts with Scott and stuff back and forward on the day, and he was saying his head was melted because he was worrying about all the wee details and stuff like that there. And I think, oh, well, listen, I'm not going to bother you with anything. Just go ahead and enjoy the day. What was it like for you, the lead up though?
Well, I had a lot of guys who were actually sending us messages on the day. No, early in the morning, that, listen, all the best for the night. Hope everything goes well and you'll be great and all that. And it was actually, it was fine. I had my usual day, up in the morning, out for a walk with a dog,
Uh-huh.
a coffee, and just chill and read the news. And then my wife happened to say to me, and I did feel all right. And she went, "Are you no panicking about the night?" And then I started, and I says, "Well, I wasn't until you said that." And so we'd arranged for like a wee kind of about tea time for another wee practice, and the
Uh-huh.
boys to have a couple of beers just before we went air. And you could see that, you know what I mean? You could see and feel the excitement from the
Uh-huh.
guys, because we actually stood in the band hall and
Right.
played the set, and it played well, and the guys went like that. Well, if it's anything like that, no, we'll be happy. And
Uh-huh.
you could see them that they were really up for it and looking forward to it. So as
Right.
I say, heads over to the hall that night. A lot of old faces there, a lot of old
Uh-huh.
rivals and whatnot, and the guys were like, "Oh, the best for the night," and
Uh-huh.
kind of felt the tension. But we went on the flare, and it was fantastic. My wife said to me after, she says she was trying to get a picture,
Uh-huh.
and she says to me, "What did you not look up for?" I says, "I was just what." I says, "I was aware everybody looked at." I says, "And there's some really good bands there, and the flautist would be looking at my fingers and watching that
Uh-huh.
we were playing the right tune and whatnot." So, but no, it was actually, it was some buzz, and then we finished, and the crowd were really, really behind us, uh, and you actually felt the relief,
Uh-huh.
and the guys were all high fiving, and you could see that, you could just feel the glow for them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They were
yeah.
like, "That was fantastic."
Brilliant.
Having that buzz again, and I had went in the Sunday. I had went for a coffee with Scott, and kind of went through the night with him,
Uh-huh.
and he says, "We've got to be doing this. We've got to be doing more of this." You know,
Uh-huh.
they say we didn't start up again to be like parading every weekend, playing
Sure.
clubs Friday, Saturday, Sundays. We says, right, we'll be selective if we can help. If we can do something that's going to help somebody for a charity or whatever,
Uh-huh.
we'll do something like that. We're not going to burn ourselves out and upset our wives. We've been at the house all weekend, if you like.
Yeah.
We just wanted to have a good time, as I say. If we can help some of the bands out there, whether it be fundraising with a charity or whatever, that is basically our aim.
Dead on. But let's roll it back a wee bit. So you take to the floor, and the first tune, the first tune's getting called, and you kick off the set with a Myle classic, don't you? You kick off with Scarborough Fair. That's gotta be just because I obviously heard a recording of it, and I'm sure the crowd popped straight away as soon as you started that. There, I'm sure that was the perfect start to the night.
But, you nailed it there, because even seeing me come off the flare, I spoke to a guy that we used to walk with his lodge in
Uh huh.
Denison, and right away, that's the exact thing he says, Big Andy. He went right away, right into it, Scarborough Fair, Myle classic, you know.
Uh-huh.
And even a few people in the hall were like, "Oh, what a selection." You know what I mean? Because the thing was, I'd spoke to a few guys uh, I used to be in the Black Scully years ago, and what they said to us is, the Myle want to, if the Myle are coming back, they want to be true to themselves. They
Uh-huh.
don't want to become and coming back and reinventing themselves. They want to come back with
Yeah.
that their own classic style, their own classic tunes.
Yeah.
And I think we did that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think
no, you definitely did, because I think even when I heard the recording, because I know one of the things I'd said the Scott was, are there you're gonna be videos, and I think just due to the nature of the event and stuff, videos weren't a possibility, and because I know there was a lot of people going, "Are there a video? Is there a video?" And I'm pretty sure that recording's done the rounds, in the Bond scene anyway. I would say, because I know Scott had sent it to me, I think late that night, and said, "Here you go." When I was texting him, and I was like kind of going, "Mate, I'm listening to this with my headphones on in bed." I feel like I'm there. I'm near crying listening to this because it's absolutely outstanding. And I was absolutely made up for the band. Obviously, it's no secret. Like, I'm a I'm a massive fan of the
As
Myle,
I say,
and it was just amazing to listen to.
obviously we wanted it to go well, but it was uncanny how well it did go. And as I say, talking to some friends years ago, and they were like, 10 out of 10, honest to God. You know what I mean? The band nailed it.
Oh, you did.
And you couldn't ask for any more praise than that. I think when you get praise for people that you used to be rivals with, that is ultimate praise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
The one that really got me on the night though was hearing you playing Dzerzhinsky and with parts and all, and I was like kind of going, I wasn't too sure whether Scott would have failed march in. I'm glad he did though.
well, when we were looking at a selection, we're like, we've got to put something like that in. No, we've got to put a march in. When you listen through it, you know what I mean? There's a wee bit of Blood and Thunder in there. There's a couple of the classic melodies in there as well. And Scott says, I've got to put the march in. And I think Dzerzhinsky was apt. We actually had another part to play it, but we're still kind of working on that just now.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully in the future when we're playing another function, we'll add another part to it. But again, a lot of guys like that. There was a guy I actually worked with. Excuse me. He was really into bands himself, and he'd heard wee bits of it, and that's what he says to me. He says, "Dzerzhinsky used to be my favourite tune."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I loved that tune." He says, "But again, it's just classic Myle." You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's one of those when I think about it, there's a number of tunes obviously come to mind, and I always loved hearing Dzerzhinsky and but also Oswald. I was kind of hoping for a wee touch of Oswald with the gap, and because I remember Scott talking about he's leaving the gap and then leaving people hanging. I was like kind of going, if they throw that in, that's going to be another classic Mile moment. But you've got plenty of time for that to kind of come back anyway.
I think on the set of tunes we had for the Lagan Valley Culture Day, originally we were going to play Oswald.
Right.
And then, as I say, we mixed it up again, and as I say, Scott came up with that set, which I think was a really good set, you know what I mean?
No, it was. It definitely was. I think it had everything. And I suppose for me, the other thing is you did play a brand new tune. You did play something completely new, didn't you?
Well, we'd actually, I'm trying to remember, possibly 4 or 5. So we started up we've had 4 or 5 new tunes.
Uh-huh.
And it was kind of trial and error.
Uh-huh.
So we tried it, and I said, right, that verse sounds nice, but the next verse sounds it's not strong because it was a low tune.
Yeah.
So we went, right, leave that in the back burner, and then the boys started coming in. What about this one? And we tried that over the bridge, and I think when you listen through it, as I say, the last verse in that does go a wee bit low, but there's still enough high notes in to carry it through the whole of the tune.
Yeah, I think it's obviously I think it's a great tune. But I thought he's worked it. He's give it the man magic. Like he's really did. I mean, it would have been hard to have to tell that was something that was new.
I think I agree with you. I think if you're doing that, when you've got a lot of classic tunes there, to just throw it in the mix, it doesn't actually sound as much like a new tune as you would realise.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was a wee tip of the hat too, wasn't it? To members of the band. I know you carry the names of the guys on the drum and stuff now. And Muirsy was famous for the throwing the pole over the bridge. That's the inspiration behind the name, isn't it?
Well, Muirsy was just a classic. Everything. No, he could play anything in a band.
Uh-huh.
But the tunes, he was in the band but long before me, and the tunes that he used to bring to the band apparently were just nothing that anybody in the street would ever think of coming up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The boy was a genius, and I think I hope we can do guys like that proud of bringing new tunes down, and that people go, oh, that's new, but as you said, over the bridge, it's a Myle tune now. That, you know what I mean?
So it is. It definitely is. I have to say, I thought it fitted in amazingly well, and even the drumming and stuff. You know, because I'd heard a couple of rough attempts at it. You know, Scott had shared with me a couple of rough attempts at it. I was progressing, and then whenever I heard that version on the night, I was like, kind of going, nailed it, absolutely nailed it. It was first class. So it was absolutely first class.
Even on the tune, when you say Scott probably sent you a few versions, we chopped and changed. You know what I mean? Because we're going to play it one way, going to play it another way, and eventually, the way we play it is the way we play it, and I think it does it justice. You know what I mean?
No, I think so. I think it's spot on. Really, really, it's a good addition to what you've already done. If that's a flavour of what's to come, then there's still some great stuff to come from the band.
What we would like to do is, as I say, we'd like to revisit a lot of our old stuff as well, because we were known for it. You know what I mean? There's still quite a bit of stuff there that we've not even looked at yet, and Scott is in the process of writing some of them out, and we'll go through them, and if we're happy with them, we'll play them. If no, we'll leave them back burner just now. But there will be some new. There's a couple of guys I've got some new stuff to bring down. So
brilliant. Happy days.
We'll be doing that again.
As long as you just bring back the Carnival is Over as well, we're all good.
Well, how did you know that? How did you know that? We actually played it a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Again, it was Throwback Tuesday. And Scottish the Carnival's over. And we were all looking at each other. You look at each other and go, how does that start? High B, high C. And then you get dragging the fingers, right? But no, we did play it. We did play it.
Brilliant.
And that's actually not far away, because it was one of the old Blood and Thunder tunes. One of the old tunes that they got the fans kind of singing.
Yeah.
Play up. And again, we just played it on a Tuesday. We played it a couple of times and went, I think play up onto No Pope. And it was a good one for getting everybody else singing. And went, it's actually not that far away. So,
brilliant. So what's next then?
The Tuesdays have been good for bringing some of the stuff back, and you're like, I forgot we played that. You know what I mean? And then it perks a memory with some other guys, and they go, look at this tune, look at that tune, and it's just grown and grown now. So Scott's going to be busy.
Well, that's it. He needs to be kept busy anyway, doesn't he? So, but so what's next then? So obviously you've done this event. Where are you going to be next?
Well, to be fair, we did have a couple of offers prior to the doing the 20 club. And after the 20 club, Scott is kind of, to be honest, he's been kind of inundated with people wanting us to play at this function and that function. And so we've been offered to play something at a remembrance function, which we hope to uptake with another band. I'll leave it to now till we've finalised it, because we're still we've not actually raised it with the whole of the band. What we don't want to do with everybody is just go, listen, we're out this week, we're out that week. So everything is a decision. No, if the guys go that right, we can only get 4 side drummers, and we can only get 10 flutes. Well, right, we'll do it. You know what I mean? We'll manage it. If guys are going to be away on holiday, we don't want to commit to things that we can't do it justice. You know what I mean? As I say, at the end of the day, we do want to help people out. We want to support them, help them with their charities and whatnot. But we don't want to turn up with 2 or 3 drums and 6 flutes.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're about. And I don't think that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
When they see the Myle performing. They want is one of the guys at the Down the 20 Club said to me when the numbers you had on the floor were just right. So with 6 side drummers and 11 flutes. We've got another couple of guys who were working away back. So that would probably be 12, 13 max. So that'll be our numbers. And if we get that every function, we'll be happy with that. You know what I mean?
Happy days. No, that's good because you don't want to come back and then it's been like it's like a a lukewarm comeback every time anybody else sees you. You want to be at the top of your game every time you're out now. Because there's no point putting the effort in to come back and then kind of water it down a bit.
They say the guys have really enjoyed it, so I think that as much as there's a relaxed feeling that for the function side of it, they are taking it serious. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I can imagine the next time they'll probably be a wee bit more relaxed. But there'll be as much effort will get put in as what's previously been put in. So
brilliant, good stuff. Well, I was absolutely raging. I was supposed to be over for the event, and it didn't pan out the way I would have liked to. So I was absolutely gutted, and but absolutely over the moon for the lads in terms of just knowing that yous were back, and I'm hoping that maybe somewhere in October, I think there might be something coming up. I'm thinking about maybe I'll definitely try and get over for that. And then I know I was having a quick chat with Scott about maybe doing something maybe here in Belfast, maybe in March, April time next year. I don't know whether he's said that to you or not. But
no, he did mute it to the guys, and the guys would be like, that'd be fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Myle enjoyed many good 12th of July parades in East Belfast. And
no, he definitely
visit that.
No, I remember them well, and it was funny too because one of the Ulster Bonds Forum here have been they obviously do the thing called the virtual bond parade, but what they've also done recently, Alan, is they've started releasing sort of videos of old 12ths, and it was really strange because Scott sent me this photograph through of the band in '88. And what you had the darker, navy tunics and stuff, and the photograph where the band, and you had the 3 cymbal players out the front, in between the drummers, right? And the what do you call it? The Ulster Bonds Forum released the full Belfast 12th video, and obviously for 1988, and I sent Scott the link to it, and he says, "Mate, 46 minutes in, Myle." And it was just as if, someone had taken that photograph that he had sent me earlier on the day and then just brought the whole thing to life. I was like, hey, going, this is, it was amazing just to even see the band, walking in Belfast,
Well, some of the guys had actually done that before. The previous parades, they were like jumping on an old 12th of July and they're going 37 minutes and 22 seconds. We're there. And then everybody was jumping on YouTube and then flash forward. And they're like, you're looking and going, oh, look at me there.
Brilliant. Well, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you and hearing a wee bit about what, has been going on with the Myle since, Scott did that episode with us. It's hard to believe, that's nearly a year ago or so, I think, that Scott was on with us talking about the band, and I know I've been absolutely, buzzing about it, and I'm hoping that yes, you do get over here next year, and I do get over to see you, and I hope you record something. I hope you put something out, even if it is a live, because I agree with you. I'd sent Scott the message already saying, see if the right circumstances had it been there, the right setup. Somebody could have recorded that set you did in the 20 Club and you could have put that out because it was top class. I hope you put something out and you announce yourselves back in that way as well.
Well, unfortunately, it was a ban in the club with phones and whatnot, but obviously that didn't happen. But after it, when you listen to the set, Scott went, that would have made a great CD.
Yeah,
You know
I would have. Well, you know what? I mean, if that's the way things continue, and you get somewhere where you can you can do it, who knows? Do you know what I mean? Who knows? Because I know I'd bad. Do you know what I mean? So
Well, goodbye them all.
So, well, listen, I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us here on Made the Parade and to continue the relationship that we have with Pride of the Mile. Absolutely, you can, not that you can tell, I'm absolutely over the moon. The bond is back, and so pleased for all of you, and I'm wishing you absolutely every success for the future. And I can't wait to see you live and in person and catch up with a few people. And Scott keeps telling me I can't have a pint with you. So you just have to have a coffee or a cappuccino or something, So, but I'm sure some of you could stretch to a pint, I'm sure.
If Sunday morning's a coffee.
Yeah, right, okay.
No, it's been great talking to you. And
brilliant,
really,
absolutely fantastic, man.
Support
Thank you.
Yourself been great. Thank you very much.
No. I mean, for me, it's this is for want of a better word, it's a labour of love because I still. Those mail tapes, I have them obviously digitized and everything. I mean, they still get a rattle every so often. And it was funny too because on the day of the thing, I knew I couldn't be there. And Scott had sent me the crest of the band, for doing a promo thing up for the podcast and stuff. And I sneakily went off and got myself a Pride of the Mail t-shirt made. Because I have a band shirt as well, because he had sent me a band shirt, and but I got myself a Pride of the Mail t-shirt. So it's the classic sort of sky blue, and the badge is absolutely massive on the front of it, and that's what I wore all day on the Saturday. As they kind of going, I can't be there, but I'm having this on. I'm with you in spirit, and absolutely, I'm absolutely stoked that you are back. So listen. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon, and hopefully seeing you all very soon as well, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Speak to you soon, all right?
No worries, man. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Well, there you go, folks. I really hope you enjoyed that conversation there with Alan and a wee bit of a catch-up with the Pride of Mail. It's always great to hear how bands are doing, and especially a band that is making a comeback after so long away from the scene. And as I said on the chat with Alan, really looking forward to hopefully going over and seeing Pride of the Mail at an event very, very soon. So, folks, that's it just for now. Make sure you keep an eye out for the first episode of the podcast going live very, very soon. I'll update you on all of the social media platforms in regards to when that's going to be. And that's all I have for now. So this particular thing will also go up as a bonus episode on the podcast, so you can listen to it, and you'll be able to watch this on the YouTube channel as well. So folks, look after yourselves and take it easy.
You have been listening to the Made to Parade podcast, sponsored by the British Drum Company, where Phantom, Regimental Series and Axial Parade drums are hand-built in the UK to look amazing, sound amazing and feel amazing.